Okay, guys. I thought before I finish that shelf, the last three on the shelves in that case, thought I'd do some random books I got just laying around, uh, just so I can keep things even. I'll show some of them first. Most of these I don't really know anything about. Let's see. Jeff Summers, The Electric Church. Seemed pretty interesting in synopsis, and I've been meaning to ask about it and everything in the book group. Got that one. This next one, another wacky one title. Kim Pease, Cheryl Flees, and Mary Buys a Blender by Matt Godwin. Yeah. And you can see this on Amazon. You can see how weird this weird synopsis is, oddball. I like stuff weird. Technically, this one's on my TBR list, but keep getting pushed to the side. It's Down on the Farm by John Scher, something like that. Yeah. So, on the face of it, it looks like it's probably another creature feature. Looks like some weird centipede looking thing on the front. We'll see. Normally I would have read this by now. I'll probably get around to it. The Hunger Pains parody from the Harvard Lampoon. Yeah. If it weren't for all these other things I've been finding in the past couple of years, my people in my group but pointed me to, then yeah, I probably would have had this one read by now. I started this a long time ago. I'm still not very far into it. Robert Silverberg, Beyond the Safe Zone, book stories and articles. You would think would have read more than that by now. 50 pages in. But I'll get to it. Same thing with this one. Larry Niven, In Space. I'm a little further into this one. About halfway. The reason I bought this one and what I would recommend other people buying it for is mainly for this one story. Man of Steel, Woman of Kleenex. That story can be a little bit hard to find. And yeah, it tells what actually would happen if Superman existed, if you think about it by the title. Here we go. Yeah, it looks familiar, doesn't it? But no. The Fault in Our Pants by Steve Lookner. And yes, I do have the Fault in Our Stars too. If I get around to that one, it'll be many videos from now because it's on another shelf somewhere. But yeah, I do have that book too. Another Carlton Mellick, Kill Ball. Technically, all of Mellick's, or at least all these shorter ones, are on my TBR list. As you'll see here, Margaret Atwood, the Penelopiad. Yeah, I can go through some of these pretty quick, so like I said, I don't know much about them. Saw this and recommended in the book group. Yeah. Looked interesting enough. True crime. Samantha Kolesnik. Well, you know, another Mellick mousetrap. Yeah. Parasite Milk, another Mellick. Terrible Thing That Happens, another Mellick. You guessed it, another Mellick. Sweet Story. Ooh. There goes my hands flinching again. Yeah, if I haven't mentioned that, yeah, they do that. Like, drop and throw things on me sometimes. Don't know why. It's always been that way. John Fields, Twisted Ideas and Things. Snake eating a spider undercover. Rattlesnake. Don't think snakes eat spiders. Oh well. Can't really see its head too good. I guess they tried to combine the head of the snake with the abdomen of the spider. Possibly. Make one creature. I don't know why they would do that. I don't think it would be able to sustain its stuff that way, but what do I know? Another one I saw somebody had already recommended, and when I checked into it, it does seem interesting. Southpaw by Frank King. Technically supposed to be a horror novel. It's got all kinds of things involved with it. Baseball, werewolves, who knows. There's all kinds of things running together. Alternate Worlds, David Gerald. Short story collection it is. If you haven't, the only story that I can remember that I've read by him is called The Firebringers, and that's well worth the read if you can find it somewhere. It's collected a few times, places. Matter of fact, yeah, there it is. I have it collected in this book here, Alternate Warriors. That's where the first place, yeah, that's the first place I read it in. Next, just some books that I just have laying around in a stack. Couldn't find any other place to put them. Body language book. This one's by Julius Fast, if you're interested. Next is a set of books that are just by someone named Anonymous. Them. These are on a series. You. Her. Me. And I. And there are a few others in the series too, like at least 2 or 3. I just stopped looking for them. Ray Bradbury, Zen and the Art of Writing. It's supposed to, it comes highly recommended. And another one that I probably would have read by now if it wasn't for a bunch of these other books I got. Just something I saw in the flea market one day. I said, well, I don't even know what it's really about. Bodies in the Making. Collection of some sort. One of these I saw in a book auction, I believe, and then once I got it, it seemed pretty interesting, so I searched out its companion, Mark of the Beast, and more Mark of the Beast by A. de Granamore. I think are they stories? Oh, can't tell. No, I guess they're novels. I don't see any contents on them. One more for Special Topics in Calamity Physics by Marisha Pessel. This one caught my eye a long time ago, and for some reason I never got around to it. Probably because it's almost 500 pages. It's hard for me to find time for these long books. This is the 2 Poe books from the Library of America. Not much to show there, just they're all plain. One is the Poetry and Tales, and the other one is his Essays and Reviews. Together, that pretty much combines everything he's got. Not quite everything, but most everything. Next here, a set of magazines. Don't know how many of these. I just got the first 4. Underbelly magazine. Is this issue? Yeah, issue 1. Guess it seemed better, longer read. There's issue 2. As you can tell, the initial artwork The fact that it's supposed to have wacky, weird slash horror stories in them. Yeah, the combo that if you haven't don't already know by now, this bizarro stuff catches my. Can't really tell. This is a gray on black cover, issue 3. Not much. Can't hardly see that one. Oh, here's the back cover of issue 2. Not worth much on issue 1. And then issue 4. I ordered these off of Amazon. I assume they still got them. As far as I know, don't know if there is any others. Alright, I got some more cult fiction, a reader's guide. If you need, Andrew Calcutt and Richard Shepard are I guess the editors collectors. This tells you about a bunch of well, I guess cult authors with a cult following, and gives you some examples of a few things they've read or written. Dalton Trumbo's Johnny Got His Gun. Pretty famous story. Made into a movie. Metallica put it in the video. And yeah, based on those two, I think I've seen them both. I'm kind of hesitant to read this. This is probably the only thing that'll scare me. That'll potentially scare me. So far, I've read some wacky things, weird, outdated blood and gore and whatever. But so far, nothing's, it's all been fiction, so nothing really got to me. But this, if anything's going to get to me, mess me up, that I read, it's probably going to be this. The New Devil's Dictionary, Jan Williamson. It's like the sequel to Bierce's Devil's Dictionary. And it's pretty much written the same way. And this one I got more for collector's sake. Naked and Ashamed by William Welby. It's hard to find any books by him at all anywhere. When I ordered this one, somebody had cut out the illustrations or the images or whatever you call it, and I couldn't tell because they did such a good job. They're kind of really tried to make it look like they weren't there at all. But yeah, I noticed them. I was able to get refunded for this book because they did that. Don't know why they would name a book like that. Practical LSD Manufacture by Uncle Fester. Kind of a far out illustration type cover on it. I just like I said, I find weird and wacky stuff. Yeah. I'm not a chemist, so I don't think there's going to be any way that I possibly could make anything. But if I was ever going to put because I'm a writer too, if I was going to write about it, maybe I just write about the process, if they have a applicable process at all. Which is probably I don't know, probably not even real. And I'd use that for my process in my book. Guyan Smith checklist. You know, book you're supposed to write in. I got a few Guyan Smith books, but yeah, he's got a lot more than people realize, and a lot of them are nonfiction and magazines articles. But as far as the fiction goes, I got quite a few. Most of them I've posted already to Instagram. Paul Zindale, My Darling, My Hamburger. Like I said, it's got a wacky title. I'm liable to look for it. And I read two others of his juvenile horror books, and I really liked them. So I said, well, I decided to search for some more by him. Yeah, Slang and Euphemism Dictionary. Richard Spears, if you're interested. Stephen King, Bizarre Bad Dreams. This is the hardback, large print. When I was looking forward, I wanted to be guaranteed that I got the image on the cover. And with a large print book, it's usually printed on the cover, so yeah, you don't have to worry about a dust jacket at that point. I saw it listed as large print. I said, well, yeah. Can't be sure with the secondhand sellers otherwise. Terry Pratchett, Wit and Wisdom of Discworld. I don't know if I'll ever get around to reading very many of the Discworld books. This kind of highlights it, so a lot of quotes, a lot of sections. So thought that'd be the next best thing. Peter Straub Sides. Yeah, I guess it's a lot of nonfiction by him, but basically a nonfiction book. And this is the trade edition. Speak of the Devil, J.S. LaFontaine. Apparently it's about tales of satanic abuse in contemporary England. Talking about devil worship, I guess, or something like that. Place names in Kentucky. Robert M. Rennick. Kentucky has a lot of weird named places, and this explains where the name came from and everything. Of course, that pretty much every state probably does. So there's probably a version of this for every state. I might steal some of these names when if I mention some cities in books or whatever that I write. Might as well use my own state's names instead of making my own up. The Science of Stephen King. Gresham Weinberg are the editors, collectors. I got a few books along these lines here, and still looking for others. Yeah, he tries to explain some of the things in his books. Let's see. Is that about the end of these? Well, I might as well show you this one too. Sisson's word expression locator. Word and expression locator. Another reference type book. Yeah. Basically helps you figure some words out, I guess, or something. Give you some examples of other words, I guess. Almost like a thesaurus. It's a little bit different. Yeah. Being a writer, I got all kinds of reference books. Don't know if I get around to very many of them, showing them in these videos. But yeah, I got a lot of weird reference books. You never know what you're going to need to talk about, write about, when you're a writer. Let's see, there was a couple others I could get to. I'll show you these because my next video, I think I'm going to do my most of my TBR, and these kind of are the beginnings of it because they're the longer ones that are in the TBR. Princess Bride by William Goldman. This is the longer version. It's got some extra added things in it, but I think I'm going to read this version first, right here. It's got a step back cover with a little bit of a map in it. At least I think I don't know. I think I'm going to read this, and I don't know, I might round up reading this one. I've been wanting to read it forever. I mean, the movie's darn near perfect, and I've always wanted to know if the book is just as good. Because usually, a lot of times, movies are a letdown from books. So if the movie's so good, then the book's got to be better, right? Nosferatu, Joe Hill. Everybody knows, nice, thick, big book. Another one I've been wanting to get around to forever. But yeah, it's almost 800 pages. Same thing here. Cervantes' the portable Cervantes Don Quixote, plus 2 exemplary novels. That's good. See, the others are Rinconete and Cortadillo. I apologize, I didn't pronounce that right. And Man of Glass. And A Foot in the Stirrup, Cervantes' Farewell to Life is also in there. See, the Raconte. Probably can't read that. This thing won't focus close. Do we even have that behind there? Yeah. I don't know. Rinconete, Cortadillo. Probably have to trill those L's or something. I'm not good at that. Works of Milton. Let's see, this is the first edition. See, reprinted. Last date they got is 1896. One of the later editions. So it's over about 125 years now, I guess. 125 years. Paradise Lost and Lost, Regained, a few other things in there. Of course, you can find these in the public domain or Amazon freebies and Kindle. But I wanted to read it as a physical book, and I tried to find the best thing I could find with other things, kind of mix it in with it if I could. And this one I wound up with. Jay Anson 666. I don't have the jacket. If you're familiar with him, he's the one that did the Amityville Horror, the first one. I don't know if he did any others in the series. He didn't like the way the publishers or somebody treated him as far as the story went. He wanted to write more than he was allowed, and so when he went somewhere else, he basically rewrote the story into another book. From what I gather, I read like I don't know if it's the introduction to this or no, this doesn't have the introduction. I read it somewhere. That's basically what the gist of what happened and where this book comes from. So it's basically the same thing as the Amityville Horror, just done differently. Ray Bradbury, From Dusk Returned. I want to reread this. I read it all in one day in a hospital waiting room. I don't know how long it took me, but I was there for a while. I just read it one go. It's basically all I had at the time. I don't remember anything of it. I don't think I was paying much attention. But I've been wanting to read it again. So it's been on my list. And one final book I'll show you before letting you go here. The Literary Guild version of Dante's Inferno. And you can't really make that out. That's a little kind of a line thing. This one also doesn't have a jacket. I'm not sure if it ever came with one. The pages almost feel like cloth. They got little illustrations in there every now and then, all over the place. And they also have some drawings in there too. See if I can find one of them real quick. I've been wanting to read Dante forever. Another one that keeps getting pushed aside. Don't know why. He does. So, another video that went longer than I wanted. I'm sorry. So, thank you for sticking with me if you did. Well, I'll show you one more. You know, like I said, I got a bunch of Jack Ketchum cover. For some reason, I got this set put to the side too. I was going to sell this, and then somebody in the book group said there was a very interesting scene in it. And I said, well, I got to find out what that scene is. Of course, don't know when I'll ever get around to reading it. So if anybody can tell me what page that scene starts that everybody's talking about, maybe I'll just read it. So there you go. Oh, one more thing. Forgot to show you the cover of King's Leader of the Band. I told you I read that. I was reading that, and I had the dust jacket taken off of it. Yeah, might as well show that to you. No, that's it. That's really it this time. Sorry the video took so long. I'm really going to work on making these shorter. So thank you. See you next time.